Mornings in the shop. This is Thursday, June 27th. Yeah. I've thinking about my shirt. Cool, isn't it? My granddaughter made that for me. Yeah. Got some trying to come up with an outline. I'm gonna start back on this dry sink. See, I got my truck in here. Oh man, it is dog day, summer hot. You know it? It is dog day, summer hot. Not really though, I mean, but it's hot. Y'all know what dog day, summer. It's the hottest time of the year. But what I am doing, I gotta come up with the plan. I need a plan right here. So I'm coming up with a plan on the dry sink. So I started a what do you call an outline, and it helps me to have an outline. That way I make sure I get filmed everything that needs to be filmed. So it's right where I left it. Still ain't figured what the mortises are for. I do see where the hinges was. I plan on putting a drawer right here, then 2 doors right down here. But I need to come up with exactly how I'm going to do it. So, an outline. Pick out rough cut oak boards to use. See, the thing about it is, I have got sawmill stuff. And what you see on this side over here is the oak boards. This is for the woodworking, hand tool woodworking bench. So I need to go through this. See, that's oak right there. So I need to go through this. See, that's maple, cherry. No, that's cherry. And I think that's maple. That's cherry, walnut, maple. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that's the oak I got to deal with. I got some oak. What I got to do is come up with the plan how to do it, if you know what I mean. So, it's sure nice not have a truck in here. But it is what it is. But what I'm thinking, I don't know if you can see this or not, I need to put a shelf here, and it's going to have this kind of serpentine to it. And then the drawer will slide onto it, if you know what I mean. I'll have the sides. All right, yeah, that's what I got to come up. I got to come up with a plan. So this will come in. I'll have some runners. I'm going to probably pair in on the side and the back. That way, when I'm fastening that, it'll have a shearing effect. That's what I need right there. And then I'll have the part that's got the serpentine will sit right here. I need to exactly where. It's going to be somewhere in this area right here. All right, and then yeah, I need to figure this out. Basically, what you have a drawer that's serpentine, like this. Then you have the piece under here, it's that way. Then you have the drawer. Then down here, it's just be a door with the lap door where this one's got to open before this one and that kind of thing. In other words, you'll just have one pull. that's the way it was from the factory. So that's what I gotta come up with. So I need to come up with a plan for that and get my boards out, cut it down. I'm looking somewhere between 5/8 and a ½ inch. But the thing about it is, I first said, yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll have the grain going this way, fasten it tight here, and let it hang over there with a little gap. Now, that way the wood movement would be right here, locked in place here, and then as far as the front will never change. And that's the way I'll have to do the drawer bottom the same way. So that's what I need to come up with. So let me do some studying on that. Yeah. So that's where that is. So my woodworking work, my hand tool woodworking bench is going to be probably simultaneous. I don't know, but I would like to pull off and do the workbench. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is, and I've got, just to get the top ready, I've done got that. But the thing about it is, I get the boards out of the way. I get my bench made to where I can use that for anything I need to do as far as my dry sinks. I'd have that bench. I tell you what, that's going to be so handy to have that. So I'm kind of torn right there. Thinking about doing a 5 hand tools that is essential. For instance, like a scale. This scale, you know, it's handy to have right there. Tape measure. But the thing about it is, I got bit once. All of these, where I got bit, is this. Not all tape measures are the same. So I got these right here. Now those rules, this rule, this tape measure, these tape measures have something in common. Because I got bit once. Whenever you get down to, you're having to put, when you get down to the joinery, now the joinery, the closer you can get that, the better off you are. The better the fit you're gonna have and everything. However, how I got bit one time was this. I had a tape measure. I was measuring with it. I bought this new tape measure, all just tickled to death, you know. Got me a new tape, you know. Because I got them laid around where I can reach and grab them. And I used the one I just bought, and then I started coming here, and the tapes wasn't the same. They were off a little bit. Usually don't take much. And you're building a deck or framing a house, if you're within a 1/16, that is way good enough. Well, these tape measures wasn't. They was a 1/16 off. And I was doing box joints, and what do you think happened to them box joints? They wouldn't fit. And I was scratching my head, and what, and you know. Anyway, I found it. So the first thing I do now, whenever I get this, I get them too, and I'll hang them over it, and I'll pull it out as far as I can. If they're not reading exactly the same, they don't stay here. Everything I've got in here reads exactly the same. These read exactly the same. I had a scale like this. It didn't read the same. It left here. So it's very important to have your tape measures, your scales and everything to read the same. I don't know why. And I've seen some. I got one that don't read the same, but I got it up to rough cut stuff up there in the basement. The nice tape measure, but it would not. It would not read the same. These read the same. You know how I know? Because they're still here. Because the first thing I do, I will check them. There's a lot of stuff that, that went on. This here's got a little laser on it where it shoot across through there and give you the measurement. When you're measuring the whole thing to get a square foot or something like that, it's ideal. But the tape measure part shows the same. The first thing I do, because boy, I learned the hard way, man. I've ruined some hardwood, a lot of time. So I learned we check them tapes when they come in here, when they don't stay. But then again, all the tapes will be fine building a deck or house something, because you don't have to be within a 16th. You know, if everything's within a 16th on the house, you're fine. But when you're having to cut the lengths of the boards, there's things you do to combat that. You know, stop blocks is real good. That way, if you ain't dead on it, if they're both the same, chances are you're gonna be fine. But if you're laying some stuff out and it's some cuts that's got to be made, you got to be there. The closer you are, the better off you are. So that kind of stuff. Hand saws. I got some cheap hand saws here, but if you got a really good hand saw, it's a pleasure. So scales, you got to measure. Then your hand saws, you got to cut it. Chisels, mallets. I got a mallet right here. I need to get me another one. This thing here. I try to do my hold fast and stuff with this thing, and it don't matter. But I need to make me another one. I like it. The thing about it is, you can stabilize this thing and make it as hard as a rock. It's something to be said that it's too hard. You know what I mean? It is too hard. That pine works good, but I need something. I tell you what, in other words, a hickory mallet is just so hard. You just want to hit it with a ball peen hammer. And that's why I use a wooden mallet to kind of protect your chisels a little bit. And it gives you, you get a feel for it. But I'd say poplar, it's just barely in the hardwood. I may try my next one at a poplar and see if they won't do any better. Let's see. Scale, saw, mallet, chisel, and a plane. Your hand planes. If you want to take your woodworking to the next level, get you a really good hand plane. And the thing about it is, you can take it to the next level, I'm telling you. It gets it so much smoother and so much better than sandpaper. Thought about doing a video on that. 5 most favorite, or the 5 woodworking machine that Well, table saw, band saw, that's 2. You can, if you only could afford 5, there's some jigs you can get with a table saw that, you know, you could get by without that. But it's really nice to have a joiner. But I say planer, table saw, band saw, drill press, and you can't find a good one, but this is good for rough cuts. They don't make them anymore. That sucker is way more accurate than this thing. So that is a power tools. Hold on a minute. Instead of the miter saw or the radial arm saw, probably a router. A router table, a good router would probably be the 5th one. You know, anything above that is just kind of make it nice. So it's a table saw, planer, band saw, drill press, and router. Preferably a router table. I really use that router table a lot. And I guess that would be the 5. I might make a video on that. But if I can talk real fast, which I've never been able to, if I could talk real fast, what I could do is do one of them shorts in a minute. But some people can talk that fast. No, I never was second. I may have to do some editing, jump cutting, you know. I might be able to get it out, but if I do a longer video, I could give you examples of each cut or something like that. That might be what I'll do. But anyway, I'll study on it and I'll get back with you on it. How's that? I'll see you tomorrow.